integrated rubber strap. It's actually built into the underside of the bezel, so it's almost a seamless integration. It's a beautiful, beautiful setup here. You get a Swiss chronograph movement inside as well. $159. This is the 1-year anniversary of Stuhrling coming back to ShopNBC. They've been here for many more years, but 1 year back on the air with us, and we couldn't be happier. 5 value pays of $31.83. The next up, one of my favorite Stuhrlings ever. I'm wearing my personal one tonight. I just think this is one of the sleekest, most comfortable watches you will ever own, because the way that it's curved and the way the strap is curved. This is the Manchester Aussie V90105. I don't know what colors I have available, but I'm assuming I have all three. I do. Believe it or not, I actually have the gray in stock, the one everybody wants. I've got the gray. I've also got the navy and the orange at $188. And by the way, those 5 value pays, that's awesome. You've also got a gorgeous dress watch here, V90777 at 44 millimeters. The Grand Automatic is, as the name describes, a true mechanical automatic. But what you can't really tell on that shot is it has one of the largest, most elegant grade A mother of pearl dials you will ever come across. At $142, this is a steal. 2 value pays of $71.33. V90777. Keep in mind, if it's a V number, it ships directly from Stuhrling, so there's almost no delay. They're going to begin processing and shipping tomorrow. The man, the myth, the legend, president of North American Operations, big title, big man, Mr. Larry Magen. How are you, buddy?
Hey, Jim. Here we are again. You know, it's been a while, but we're back at it again. And welcome to the show, everybody. It's great to be here back on ShopNBC for a full year. And I'll tell you what, we have slashed and dashed, and I'll tell you, we have some great values packed into this show.
Well, you guys have worked your butts off.
Absolutely, as well as this entire rotation. So it's get ready. You know, just sit back, relax. You ain't seen nothing yet, folks.
Now, this is a particularly exciting watch just because of the price and what you're getting for that price.
Oh, my, yes.
You got a big, bold look. It's a 44 millimeter case, but it's also very, very slim. It's only about 9.5 millimeters in total thickness, so it's easy to wear. Now, this isn't obviously a watch you're going to wear a suit with. This is much more of that military design. You're going to wear this a little more casual, a little more dressed down, but it's really comfortable to wear. I love the oversized crown. It's so easy to use.
Absolutely. This is a 44 millimeter case, Jim, as far as the width of it, but it really plays like even larger than that, as if it's not large enough. I mean, it plays like 45, 46, because if you take a look at that bezel, it's about 2 millimeters wide. It's very, very narrow. So pretty much the dial is actually the entire watch. The face of it's wall-to-wall dial, so it plays much larger than the 44. So it's got a big presence on the wrist. And what you're showing right now, Jim, the new brown PVD with the brown strap, it looks like a bronze tone watch. It's got those burnt orange markers. You got the skeletonized hands. This is, by the way, this is the Eagle, our model 141. Okay, we've had it for a while now, but these are the 3 brand new executions that we made just a few months ago.
Well, this is the one I'm most excited about. We're calling it brown. There's black, brown, and red. Because this is not, it's not rose tone, it's not, it's a bronze is what it is.
Right.
And it's a very unique color tone that I can almost guarantee 99% of you out there do not own a watch in this color. And you guys made a fantastic combination by putting in this kind of bronze dial to it as well with that sunray finish.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And, you know, with this, you know, price, I mean, we had this on here a few months ago when we first had the executions. Now with the anniversary pricing here at $80. I mean, this is a great everyday timepiece. You wear this with jeans and a T-shirt, wear it with a polo shirt. I mean, this is a watch great to just go to the ballpark, take the kids to the store, whatever you're doing, running around. I mean, this is Swiss sports movement on this piece. It's a great everyday timepiece. It's got a nice decoration on the case back as well, Jim. This watch is called the Eagle, and there's a nice flying eagle on the case back. And, you know, I'm always, there you go. Thanks, Jim. But
more of a crow.
I was going to say, is that, it sounds like the crows from Dumbo. My goodness gracious. Remember the black crows from Dumbo?
I do not, sir.
Oh, please. Anyway, no, but guys, really, talk about an anniversary special. Great piece to lead the show off with. And We should get a lot of momentum going. Now, this one, I really like the black PVD case here because look at the blue here. It's like a Columbia blue, and you've got the contrast blue stitching to pick it up. And this is what I call like a UCLA blue.
It really does have a unique tone to it. It stands out great against that all black. Because remember, folks, this is done in black IP as opposed to being in standard silver tone stainless steel. So you've got a wildly different look. Again, going into that military style is a great contrast between the numerals and hands and that dial. So there's a huge contrast there. And, you know, obviously the oversized crown, and you've got those steel buttons that are pressed into the leather strap there. So you've got a fantastic military look. Traditionally, when you get into a watch in this design, and you can shop wherever you want to shop, big brands, little brands, off brands, they're all going to be fairly expensive. I would say the least expensive you can reasonably expect is a couple $100. And you can buy watches that have this look for as much as $3,000 and $4,000. And the point here is you're getting it for $80.30. You've got a $26 interest-free payment if you choose to go with the value pay option. And don't forget, the Stuhrlings ship directly from Stuhrling Original. They will ship out immediately tomorrow. They process the orders and begin shipping. So for a great many of you, depending on where you live, you could be wearing this watch to work, you know, next Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that. So keep it in mind. You're going to get it quick. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful way to express yourself, especially in a casual kind of atmosphere. There is the black and blue. Order it under black, by the way. That is the black version right there. And I got to tell you, it looks really, really hot.
This is a great everyday piece. It's a pilot style, they call this, a pilot's watch. And like Jim said, it's got a very narrow, or excuse me, a very thin profile, about 9.5 millimeters thin. So it lays very flat on the wrist, very comfortable leather strap. It's got the double studs, top and bottom with the contrast stitching. Great everyday timepiece, great value here to lead off the show.
And you know what? I don't have a lot more time on this. You need to act on this immediately. $26 puts this on your wrist. I'm going to tell you right now, the brown will be the first to go. So if you want to get the brown, I would order it right now, right away. Do not delay. Do not hesitate. Number 2 will be the black, because right now black is kind of the sought-after color in men's sport watches. If you're looking at buying this as a gift for someone else, you've got, you know, your husband, your son, your nephew, grandson, whatever. You want to get them a great watch, but you're not wanting to spend a lot of money. You don't want to spend $300, $400, $500 or more. This is a watch that will give you the look, the feel, and the quality of a watch that should cost minimum a couple $100. It's a handsome watch on the wrist. And the great thing about this design is it's versatile. You can wear this watch with pretty much anything. Back to Larry's point, you can wear it with pretty much anything without worrying, is it going to match? Is it going to look right? Is it going to look wrong? It's a great everyday wearable watch. So if you're looking at buying a watch that doesn't have to be for a special occasion, you want that watch you can just reach in and grab any day on your way out the door and not worry about it, this is one of those grab-and-go watches.
And guys, listen, don't be fooled by this price either, this $80, thinking, well, that's an inexpensive watch. Well, it's an inexpensive price, but let me tell you, this case is blank from solid steel. You've got a Cristerna crystal on this. You've got a screwed-in case back as well. It's all Swiss engineered. The standards of the make of the watch, it's all there, guys. Don't
plus, you got the Swiss-made movement inside,
You got a Swiss quartz with, you know, 3-hand and a date as well. So, I mean, the value is there. Don't be fooled by the price at all, because it's really not an $80 watch by any means. So, and of course, many of you have seen this at a higher price. So, it's a great value here. You're going to love. If you've never owned a Stuhrling, here's a great way to kind of dip your toe in the water, so to speak, because you have a great functional piece that you can literally wear every day. It's a great everyday knock-around piece as well.
And look at this crown. This is even great for somebody that might be a little bit older. They've lost some of their manual dexterity. This is a very easy crown to pull, to manipulate, because it's very, very large. It's got a lot of traction to it with the grooves that are built into it. Very, very easy to wear, to use, to love. $26, it's even easy to pay for. That's the beauty of shopping here at ShopNBC. You're going to get the best possible prices. You're going to get the best possible deals. This is a one-year anniversary event of Stuhrling coming back to ShopNBC. And you know what? We're giving you solid deals across the board. Everything here has been worked and reworked to give you the best possible deal. As a matter of fact, we're going to be showing you an item in just a little bit that doesn't have 2 value pays or 3 or 4. It
right.
has a staggering, first time ever in watches outside of All-Star, 6 value pays. That's this guy right here. The Winchester Skelton. It's a 42 millimeter case. Beautiful in every way, and you've got a true mechanical automatic, not a quartz movement, an automatic, beautifully skeletonized on a gorgeous bracelet. Everything is mirror polished, and you're going to get 6 value pays. The maximum is 5. $28 value pay, V90051. When that watch comes up on the screen, the house is going to rock.
Well, you know, actually, I asked for 12 value pays and settled for 6. That was a total win. We got a total win on this, guys, for 6 value pays. But really, guys, everybody should grab one of those. Great dress piece, skeleton mechanical automatic. It's there's literally no dial in that piece, so you can see all the inner workings. All right, here we go.
This one, I look at as the sleeper of the show.
This is not a sleeper, Jim, because this thing smacks you right in the face. There's nothing sleeping about it. As
like
far
a
as
wet fish.
I'm telling you, this is tremendous. It's a Heritage Grand. It's the new. A lot of you have seen our old, not the old Heritage, but the original Heritage that was a 42 millimeter. This is a 44 millimeter. On the other one, the date aperture was at 3 o'clock. Here it is, the date aperture now at 6 o'clock.
All right, and that is one of the biggest mother of pearl dials you can get your hands on. It's about a 40 millimeter dial by itself. We got to move into something a lot more sporty. And this is something that Stuhrling does not do a lot of, and it's a diver style watch. And I think what a lot of people appreciate about this, about the Sea Lion, is the fact that you've got a somewhat slimmer bezel than you would normally see on a men's dive watch, and that actually makes for more of an impressive look on the watch. V90864 for $130. You're not getting a quartz. You're not getting an inexpensive built watch. You're buying a true automatic, a true mechanical automatic movement, and you're getting 3 value pays of $43. Larry, the one thing that I love about this watch is the fact that you do get the automatic movement, and people don't realize, I think, as they're getting into watches, when you buy a quartz watch, as great as quartz it is, and reliable and accurate, and there's a definite place for quartz in everybody's collection, they're completely, you know, built by robots on an assembly line. At some point, on a mechanical or automatic, at some point, human hands have to become involved.
No question. In fact, you know who our manufacturing partner is, George A. von Berg, and you know what put the von Bergs into Swiss Heritage legend really is they were the first ones to set up to organize an assembly line for movements. They were the first one to properly organize an assembly line for movements, but it was done with human beings. I mean, it wasn't. This was back in the early '60s. You know, the Claro with their CMAG.
Yep.
So, you know, that's who our manufacturing partner is. You're absolutely right, Jim. These are assembled by hand.
Now, what you're looking at here is about a 43 millimeter case, so not too large, but definitely not a tiny looking watch. We're going to pull back just a hair so you can get an idea of how it looks on the wrist in comparison.
This is a 42 millimeter case. You see the texturing on the dial as well, the nice sports style hands on this, unidirectional ratcheting bezel. The make on the watch is fantastic. It's got a screw down crown as well. It's 100 meters water resistance. There's your nice screwed in case back. You can see that the rotor with the damier finish has actually been layered with the same you know, accent. So here it's got the rose tone, the rose gold accent to mimic the links down the center of the bracelet. And you know, those links down the center of the bracelet have that extra tooling. That's, you know, extra work, extra charge.
This is my favorite version, by the way, the rose tone.
Rose gold black with
as
black
cool
top.
as the black is, with the black IP, you know, bezel and links, the rose tone, it really looks like you're wearing a multiple $1,000 watch on your wrist. And here's the thing, folks. Again, right there, a beautifully decorated, mechanical automatic, solid end link bracelet, which is a more solid union between the bracelet and the case, so there's no gaps, there's really no seam, and it's much, much stronger. Unidirectional rotating bezel that's been embossed with the numerals, and the top surface is polished to give you a nice contrast against the bead-blasted matte finish inside.
Right.
And then look at the wave pattern.
Right.
Deeply, deeply pressed into that dial.
And also, Jim, you know, there's really, I mean, the price is kind of defies logic here at $130. I mean, because of the make of the watch as well. This has 120 teeth on this bezel. Now, you know, in manufacturing, they have 60 teeth bezels. They have 96 teeth. This has 120 teeth, okay? So what I'm trying to say here, guys, it wasn't made to sell for $130, okay? So it's a, you know, 3-hand with a date, 100-meter water-resistant screw-down crown. Take advantage of this. It's the anniversary pricing right here. It's our Sea Lion automatic.
V90864, 3 value pays of $43.38. We're going to show you something else really cool. You're going to get a chance to see the luminescence of this watch right now. Look how bright those hands and numerals are. I mean, that is extraordinarily bright, especially given the amount of money that you're spending on this. You're not spending $500 or $1,000 on this watch. All the details are taken care of. You have the screw-down crown for the water resistance, which, if I'm not mistaken on this one, I'm going to double-check myself just before I misspeak. It's 100 meters water resistant.
Right.
Screw-down crown, screwed-in case back.
Push-button, dual deployment, or single deployment, but
all of the details that go into a watch that should cost you tremendously more money is sitting right here in front of you at $130. Now, we've charged a lot more for this in the past at the regular price. You're getting an anniversary price. Now, I don't know why it says new item on your screen. Is there something new about this I'm unaware of?
Well, what it is, you know, like ever since the pretty much the turn of the year, even if it was an older item, it's been re-skewed, and we've never had it since we had vendor drop ship.
Okay.
So it's
still the same watch. It's not a new item. Those of you that are looking at this going, scratching your head going, I know I've seen this before. No, you're not crazy. We've just changed everything over since we had to go to the drop shipping and change all the numbers.
But it is new in the sense that, because we used to have the original Sea Lion here, and that was 4 years ago.
Oh yeah, but that was different too, and that was a quartz.
Well, no. We had a mechanical.
Was there an automatic back then?
But the movement was different. The date was at 4 o'clock, and you know, and the date was at 6 o'clock. Here it's at 3 o'clock. The movement was a little different. So this has some upgrades to it actually. The movement in this piece is better movement.
I love how smooth that bezel glides across the body. Again, back to that 120-click bezel. It almost feels like an oil-injected bezel.
Doesn't it feel? Doesn't it feel nice?
It's just smooth. And the dial. You've got to look at the details that Stuhrling puts into this watch and realize that if you go out and compare this to anywhere that you'd like to shop, go into that store and say, you know what, my maximum that I'll spend on a watch today is $130. I'm looking to get at least 100 meters water resistant. I'm looking to get a nice decorated dial. It's got to be an automatic. And they're going to look at you and they go, that's impossible. You're not going to get an automatic watch for 130 bucks, especially not with a decorated dial and a decorated movement and all this luminescence and solid end links. And you can look at your wrist and go, no, I've done it before. I was just seeing if I could do it again. That's the beauty of picking up this Stuhrling. You're getting a value that honestly nobody else could offer you. And we're breaking it up across 3 monthly installments of interest-free payments. And you don't have to sign up for anything fancy. You don't have to get a new card or anything. Just use any major credit card that you already have sitting in your wallet. You pull it out and go, you know what? I'm going to pay monthly. Here you go, $43. We're going to ship it out to you with a one-time shipping and handling charge. And you're done. You're wearing it while you're paying it off. Now, if you want the most popular, it is the one that we have called Rose Tone. On the top of that little pyramid right there. They all look fantastic. They all have very bold looks. And I can see a lot of people buying more than one to have the different looks. But if you want the #1 seller, it is the Rose Tone. So I would hurry on that. $43.38. This is truly remarkable.
I'll tell you, you know, the whole, you know, it says here on the ShopNBC price, $156. We had this here, you know, for a lot higher than $156. Again, this goes
I believe they're like $249.
Yeah, they were. And again, this goes to the whole new pricing structure. But here, it was never anywhere near $130. So this is a great opportunity here to get in here and get it, you know, listen, for all you guys that like the dive watches, now, if you're one of those kind of guys that likes the big 46, 48, 50 millimeters, this won't be for you, okay? But it's a nice 42, okay? It's a nice 42 millimeter size. It has a nice presence on the wrist. And it's just a great everyday watch. I mean, you know, this is something you wear with jeans. This is something you wear with a T-shirt. You can wear it with a suit too. But I mean, you can,
this actually, if you go with the rose,
stainless steel. I mean,
if you go with the rose or silver tone, would look fantastic with a suit. I don't think I'd wear the black with a suit. It's a little more sporty.
Yeah, definitely more sporty. Absolutely, I agree.
But you know, you're dressed like we are tonight. You know, a nice shirt or whatever that you normally wear with a suit. You're not wearing the coat and tie though. and you put this on, any one of them, it's going to look fantastic. I've only got about a minute remaining on this. I've got to urge you, if you want to pick this up, get in on it. If you want to pick up on that military watch we showed you in the beginning of the hour, that is screaming out the door, V90685. Make sure that you grab as many as you can, because what we're doing tonight, this is a really special deal here. You got a 1-year anniversary of Stuhrling Original being back on the network. You're getting the best prices we have ever done. You're also getting more value pays than ever before. I mean, tonight we're unveiling a new value pay for watches, which is 6 value pays. Has not been done before outside of an all-star event, period. So you're getting a lot of great deals. Larry worked really hard to bring in the best models at the best possible deals. I know very soon we're going to go into my favorite, the Manchester Aussie. I mean, when you see this watch, you're going to flip. But everything that you selected for tonight, really awesome.
Nice shot here of the debossed chapter ring and the nice screw-down crown. Good shot, guys. Thanks.
All right, we're going to make our move. We're going to the Manchester. You guys have no idea if you've never seen the Manchester. Oh, no, we're not going to the Manchester.
The Winchester.
The Winchester.
Another jolly old London piece. All right, here we go.
Indeed. Okay, so we're going to go to the Skelton right now. And this is the one we did that huge deal on with the 6 value pays. And a lot of people have already called in. It looks like the runaway winner already is the silver tone. I can't blame you on that. Reason I like the silver tone is it works dressed up and dressed down. Where I look at the gold tone and rose tone as being strictly dress up models. The 90051. Get on the phone. Get in behind everybody else that's already calling in. You do not want to miss out on this watch. There's a lot to talk about here.
Yeah, everybody should grab one of these. I mean, especially with the 6 value pays today only, a special deal. We brought it in. You know, this is a great conversation piece. Now, a lot of you out there might have received our regular Winchester on the leather strap. This one's a little different. It's of course on the bracelet, of course, but it's more than just changing of the strap to the bracelet. If you take a look, the way that the flange is set up as a kind of a chapter ring.
Yeah, instead of being a coin edge bezel, you have the coin edge inside the watch.
Yeah, so it's set up a little differently, but either way, there's no dial in this watch. So what you have is the top plates of the movement have been completely skeletonized and cut away, and what's remaining, you see all the scroll work that has been you know, put on there to decorate the movement. And you've got the nice contrasting black hands on the execution that Jim is showing you right now. And you can see all the you know, the balance wheel, and you can see the mainspring, and of course here's the back of the watch coming up right here. You see the rotor skeletonized here. It also has a domed crystal too, and not a big dome, just a very slight dome. I really like that. It's a nice touch. It's an extra expense, and it's a dressy piece. I mean, you'll get a lot of conversation off this piece. Okay, everyone's going to want to see it. They're going to want to talk about it, and you'll love staring at it. Really, I mean, this is a great value too.
Well, think about this. Most people in the world wear quartz watches. So most people have not seen what an automatic movement looks like. Most have certainly not seen one skeletonized, or not seeing a dial where they can look into the movement. So this is why I love to do. You're sitting, you're paying for your dinner, or you're at the gas station or whatever, and you reach your hand across and they see that. Well, they're going to look and they go, "Oh, there's something moving there," and they start looking into it and they realize, it's like my grandfather clock, or it's like, you know, my dad's watch that he passed down to me, you know, 30 years ago or whatnot. That's the beauty of it. It's old world styling with the true mechanics of the movement being exposed for all the world to see. Now, you normally pay a premium for that. Tonight, as a today only, the deal expires at midnight. It's $171.90, and for the first time ever, 6 interest-free value pays of $28.65. Larry, this is an unmatched deal. Nobody else has ever done this.
It's great, and I'll tell you, the yellow gold is great if you have like a yellow gold ring. I know, like for example,
like wedding rings or whatnot.
You're wearing your white gold ring, okay? So,
yeah, I'm a white gold guy.
Yeah, but if you know, guys who have a yellow gold ring or yellow gold bracelets, I think the yellow gold would be great. To me, the one that's on the screen here, the rose gold. You know, as you know, Jim, I have a lot of my background is in the jewelry industry before I came into the watches 5 years ago. But in the jewelry business, one of my favorite periods, of course, is the 1940s, the retro deco, where you see a lot of the rose You know, you see a lot of rose gold, you know, cut with the copper and everything. So this has a very much of a retro deco feel to it, a vintage feel with the rose gold. That's kind of why I like that one. But I would agree with you. If it were me, I would buy the stainless steel because, you know, I like to wear, you know, I like to go with the stainless steel, and I like to, you know, you can wear it dressed up and you can wear it with jeans.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you buy the gold tone or rose tone, now there are plenty of men out there that wear gold watches with jeans, and that's your own personal style. But for the most part, gold tone and rose tone, you know, you kind of reserve that for dressing up. You're wearing it with a suit, you have an occasion or whatnot, you're going to work. But with the silver tone, you can wear that absolutely any old time.
Right.
Now, this is also a great size. While it is a 42 millimeter, it does play a little bit larger. It has a little bit more of a presence than your standard 42 millimeter watch. A lot of people on the phone lines, as a matter of fact, gold tone right now is in danger of selling out in the next few minutes. So if you want the gold tone, I urge you to make that decision now and do not hesitate. If you want the silver tone, we did bring in more of the silver tone than the other colors because, well, it is the most popular. $28 value pay. Take advantage of that because that ends at midnight. You're the very first.
It's good
the
to
very
see
first to do that.
What, the 6 value pays?
The 6 value pays outside of All-Star.
Well, I guess there's something to be said for being first, but
Indeed.
I'll tell you what, I can see the activity on the phones. It's great to see everybody reacting to this piece, and I had a suspicion it was going to do well, especially with this today only. But again, with the gold-plated versions, the yellow gold is 23-karat yellow gold, the rose is 16-karat rose gold. Those would be great in a business environment. You wear it in the boardroom, you wear it for meetings, you wear it with a suit. You know, I think those would be great that way. The stainless steel,
Look
guys.
how much you can see through.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see, you know, the reflection of these lights off the way they're hitting the dome crystal, okay? My point is, I'm not talking necessarily about, you know, look at that great reflection. I'm saying look at that crystal. It's domed, and it just gives it a little extra touch of expense, a little extra touch of higher end, I think. So, you know, the dome crystal is a really nice touch. There's your balance wheel right down there at the bottom.
It's almost like the movement is floating within this case.
And you can see the Stuhrling logo, how it's reverse laser etched on the inside of the Cristerna crystal.
You see my finger behind there moving?
It's not really.
Well, yeah, because they moved the shot as I was saying.
Oh, okay. But I do see the coil there, the mainspring, and you can see a little bit of space between the bands. Very, very nice.
There we go.
Yeah.
And you're watching as I'm actually winding that movement up.
Yep,
and everything I point out, we move away
you just tightened up the coil. And that's what's fun to do about these. And we have a lot of people now in the holding pattern, Jim.
Yeah, you've got to be using ShopNBC.com or automated ordering to make sure that you get the watch that you want. But don't sit idly by. As it stands right now, gold tone, 30 pieces remain. If you want the gold tone, you've got to be on the line right now. The next to go, quantity-wise, would naturally be the rose because I have a lot less than I do of the silver tone, but the silver tone is outselling the rose 2-to-1, so we'll see what happens there. Do what you got to do, but don't hesitate. Do not pass up on a 6 value pay offer. That is monumentous. Realize this has never been done before, except for twice a year during our big all-star events with our biggest vendors during their biggest items. This is the first time ever we are seeing 6 value pays done on anything else. It's a big deal. It's Stuhrling's 1-year anniversary back at the network. Now, if you skip past about 2 years, you were here 3 years before that on the network here. So we've actually got a great history with Stuhrling. They just simply lost their way for a little while. V90051. Huge deal. Everybody is grabbing on this, and you should be. One thing I didn't show you, I want to show it to you from the case back, if I may. Two, actually, things. One is that you do have a single fold, dual push button, deploying clasp. So you've got that single fold. By the way, very generous bracelet, more links than usual for Stuhrling.
Most guys are going to have links taken out for sure.
Solid end link construction, a true multi-link bracelet. Nothing inexpensive about how this watch is built. And the fact that, yeah, I mean, if you put this watch on and you've got a 10-inch wrist, you're going to fit into it without asking for additional links. Yeah. You can obviously size it down. I'm going to take a quick look here. How many links come out? Boom and boom. This will size down to about a 5.5-inch wrist. So ladies, you too can easily wear this watch if you've got a tiny wrist. If you've got a big wrist, it all works, baby. It all works.
I'll tell you what, ladies could definitely wear this watch. You know, I shout out to
shout out
to
my homies.
Joni No Pink from the Watch Geeks. She sent me a.
I know No Pink.
Do you really? She sent me a.
That doesn't sound right when you say it like that, but go ahead.
Well, that's her name, isn't it?
Yeah, that's her screen name on
Oh,
Watch
okay.
Geeks.
Well, whatever. Anyway, she sent me an email letting me know that, you know, back in the early days of Hollywood, the big actresses, Katharine Hepburn and Lauren Bacall and Marlene Dietrich, they all wore men's watches. And I was so interested to learn that because, you know, I collect old movies, and Katharine Hepburn is definitely one of my favorite, you know, and I should definitely have known something like that.
You should have known that, Larry.
Being in the watch business and being such a huge fan of Katharine Hepburn. But it's true that, you know, the power women wear men's watches, and this is not new. This goes back to, you know, in the early days of Hollywood, guys. So, you know, women who wear men's watches, I mean, walk right into the boardroom wearing a Skelton mechanical automatic on a bracelet, and it's a dressy piece. You know, you'll blow the boys away. You know, you could be a businesswoman, an attorney, whatever you do, and, you know, it would just be great to, you know, show the guys that, hey, it's not just for the men, you know?
Look at the detail present in that movement, all the beautiful engraving, the skeletonization that allows you to peer into the movement of the watch, not just see the movement and see, you know, a bunch of plates and go, I wonder what's going on in there. Look at this. Look right even in here. You can see the keyless works of the movement. Okay, I'm going to have to start talking louder. Right over here, you can look into the keyless works of the movement, and that's the basically your winding train right there. You see your mainspring as I'm winding it up. It is coiling up tighter and tighter. That's your central power unit, if you will, for a mechanical movement. And my favorite part of a watch, right down here. Oh, you know what? That's great. Thank you for the pointer.
Okay.
I have mine in the office. I forgot to bring it out. This is my favorite part of a watch movement right here. This is part of your regulatory process. This is your escapement. Now, your escapement has your balance wheel that is always harmonizing back and forth. And right here, you see that it's kind of bobbing back and forth? This is called your pallet fork. There's another side of it looks just like this one.
That little Woody Woodpecker looking thing.
Exactly.
With the head bobbing up and down.
The head bobbing up and down.
Remember Woody Woodpecker in the 1940s?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Lance Studios?
Uh-huh. And you've got two wedge-shaped ruby jewels. And what this does is this actually pauses your movement. It gives it a quick stop so that it regulates it to 60 seconds per minute, so on and so forth, so it doesn't just simply unwind really fast. But this is where that tick, 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 tick comes from. When you put the watch to your ear and you listen for that tick, 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 that's where that sound comes from, right there. So, again, you get to experience this if you're new to watches for the very first time, peering into that movement. If you're somebody that's been collecting watches for years, you've got lots of watches, this just gives you a chance to explore more of that beauty that you already know about and love in that watch. This is a great watch for everyone, from the newbie all the way up to the guy that's owned 1,000 watches and he's been collecting watches for 50 years. This is that kind of watch that works well for everyone.
You know, that's a great point, Jim. It's great what you said for newbies. I agree with that 100%. There's probably people watching the show right now that don't even realize, even though you just took them on that tour, it hasn't registered that there's no battery in this watch.
None whatsoever.
And how is the, you know, just pieces of metal, little gears and springs and screws, and it's somehow configured to keep near perfect time with no power source. I mean, no battery. It's unbelievable. No computer chip. How is it doing that? Well, with a Skelton, you can actually see it. And that's the beauty of a Skelton watch. You're actually paying homage to an art and a tradition that goes back for centuries.
And a dying art, as a matter of fact.
Absolutely. And here it is now. You know, you can, you know, show your appreciation for watchmaking in the old days. You know, it's not about telling the time. You have your cell phone for that, okay? It's about saying that, hey, I respect the art and tradition of watchmaking, and that's what a Skelton is all about, and wearing a watch like this will just get you started. It really does.
They brought in the music like those award shows. They bring in the music to tell us to shut up. It's like
I
a
don't
new
hear
thing.
the music. You hear it.
Well, I hear a lot of stuff in this, Ed, even when I'm not at work. It's at least 3 voices at all times.
Okay.
Boy, we're never going to get to that Manchester. Oh, it's the last watch of the hour, I just noticed. Second to last. Yeah.
Well,
All right.
You know, we have a lot of people on the phone right now, Jim. You know,
Yeah,
so
typically we take the more popular items and put them toward the beginning because that's what people want to see. But we're doing it different tonight. We're putting them at the end to make them wait.
we're making them wait. We're making them wait. But you know what? Every item, especially with the pricing, you know, has been great so far. And right now, there's a lot of activity on the Winchester Elite, as there should be. Thank you, everybody, for reacting to that one. And just hang in there. So what are we going to? The Phoenix.
We're doing the Phoenix,
All
man.
right, let's do it.
Tell us about the Phoenix. Tell us what has inspired this incredibly unique design.
Well, this is phenomenal. We love this piece. We're, you know, this is a big piece for us. As far as the inspiration for it, the case might look a little bit familiar to you. It is not the exact same case as our cuvette, but it's very, very similar in the sense that it's 30 millimeters in diameter against your wrist, but it's a 44 millimeter case in diameter.
It doesn't feel that big.
Right, it's 44. I think you said in your preview 43 and a half. In my data sheet, I have it at 44, but it's a 44 millimeter case, but it narrows down against your wrist, so it's kind of like a little bowl, okay, like a stadium style case, all right? And as far as the movement in here, this is a great value again at $159 because you've got a Ronda StarTech 5040D in this movement, and of course Jim is showing you the kind of stealthy all black with the, you know, it's got the orange indices as well. But if you, maybe we use the other execution to demonstrate a little bit later, you're going to see the dial. There's so many elements to the dial. It's like a 5-piece dial. It's got a separate piece as what we call a chrono system faceplate on there. It's got an arc over there on the small seconds hand that says, you know, seconds on it as well. But there's like 5 pieces to this dial, okay? This is not an inexpensive watch. That's a 1/10 of a second subdial down there at 6 o'clock. You see the date aperture at 4 o'clock, and you've got a 30-minute counter over there at the 9 o'clock position. But look at all the pieces to the dial here, Jim. The subdials and the dial. I mean, the workmanship on this piece is tremendous. And then if you look at the pushers, there's so much detail in this piece. It's unbelievable.
You actually have enamel inlaid into these pushers and crown.
Absolutely. And if you look at the structure of the channels that's holding those pushers, you actually have separate channels, and then inside the channels there's a sleeve, okay? And the sleeve, the pusher goes into the sleeve, inside the channel, and then the channel juts out of the case. It's phenomenal, the details that go into making this piece. And then here's your case back with your Phoenix design. And again, we're showing you the black on black, so it's a little bit harder to see, but Jim's doing a great job of doing that. But there it is.
Now, by the way, I don't know if anybody out there has noticed this yet, so I'm going to bring it to your attention.
Sure.
Not only do you have the anniversary price of $159 and the five value pays, look right down there. $4.99 shipping, half price shipping on this particular item.
This is a great sport watch. It's a great everyday timepiece because you've got a very reliable Swiss Ronda StarTech movement in this piece. It's got 6 jewels in this quartz chronograph movement. This is just a great guy's piece that you can just wear. You know, you're out with your kids, you're out with your son, you go to the ball game.
I love this.
You can wear it to work too, depending upon, you know, what you do. You can wear this with a suit, absolutely.
Now, by the way, just so people don't expect it on all these, the only way that you'll get the red, single red pusher is on the one we're calling silver tone. It's the sportiest of the 3. And I like that because it does signify the stop, because you start and stop with that pusher.
Right, and I think that one has the red stop center second hand as well, right?
It does, sir.
Yeah. It's got the red stop center second hand as well. 1/10 of a second indicator. A lot of pieces. And again, a domed crystal, another expense. Again,
no, this isn't domed. This is double curved because you'll notice there's no optical distortion. So it runs the same plane all the way through. Because obviously if it was domed, it'd be thicker in the center. This is, I mean, that is really, really expensive. That is really gorgeous.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it'd be a cheap. And also, if you look at the curvature of the crystal, how it just perfectly, seamlessly, you know, goes right into the bezel.
Yeah.
And you see the notches in the bezel as well.
Here's what I find fascinating: the way the strap
the integration
is
of the strap to the case. It's got. We call it invisibly set, Jim.
Yeah, because it's hidden by the bezel when you're wearing it.
Right. It's an invisibly set strap. It's got pins, but the pins are, you know, kind of on the inside. There's no lugs to the case at all, guys. So again, great sport watches. A lot of people on the phone. I don't know if they're there for the Winchester, for this one. but there's a lot of people on hold. Maybe you can tell them what to do. I don't know, but
cross your fingers and pray at this point. That's what you got to do.
$31, guys, don't miss this piece. You know, we came in here for the anniversary thing. We said, all right, look, let's go ahead there. Let's get a lot of pieces out. You know, we all know what's happening in the economy and everything. We're going to move pieces. We're going to move inventory. We're going to give prices. We're going to give deals. And here it is, the Phoenix. Now, I know a lot of you guys might have been waiting on the Phoenix for a few months, but here it is now at an all-time low with 5 value pays. Do not miss that piece.
Now, we're going into the Manchester Aussie. As many of you know, this is one of my personal favorite Stuhrling pieces. I own this watch. I wear this watch. As a matter of fact, out of all the Stuhrlings I own, this is the one that I wear the most, because not only is it a really cool watch and it looks fantastic and there's a lot of great detail, but it's also about the comfort level. Very rarely will you hear me say, I've got a square watch for you that's comfortable, but check this out. Look at this curvature. This is something that very few companies will actually give you, and it's not just the curvature in the case, which is the most amazing part, but it's also the curvature of the strap, the way the strap has been integrated to automatically begin curving and follow the same lines. You forget, when you look at this kind of price, how much watch you can really get. If you were to only buy 2 watches this hour, I'm going to say it should be this one and the last one I'm going to show you in about 5 minutes or so. These are the 2 watches that I'm going to tell you. You see, I've been wearing my gray one all night. We have the gray again. One of the things that I know is frustrating for a lot of viewers out there is you see me wear mine a lot, and you call in, I want the gray, I want the gray. We never have the gray because it always sells out too fast. We have it tonight, but it's not going to last very long.
We restocked all 3 of these executions, Jim. And I'll tell you what, for all you guys out there, all the watch geeks that have been sending me emails on this piece, is it going to be in the show? Is it going to be in the show? It is now. We restocked it. Here it is. And the one that Jim is showing you on the screen right now, this is the one that started it all, actually. This was the very first execution we made with the rainbow numerals. Look at that guilloche soleil pattern on the dial. It's got a curved case, a curved crystal. Many of you know this piece, but I'm going to have to run through it. You know, Jim and I will run through it for all the people who haven't seen it before. But if you have seen it, I know you're not waiting. You got it. We've never shown this piece for under $200.
Tonight is $188.
$188. It's never been under, I think $229 was the lowest it ever was, from $279 to $249, but never below $200. It's an anniversary deal. We're not bringing out some goods we're trying to get rid of here, folks. This is one of our finest, the Manchester Aussie, and here's the gray.
Yeah, this is the one everybody likes because you get the blue outlines around each of the luminescent numerals.
Yeah, you get that blue cake frosting, right, Jim?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Icing, cake icing.
You get a birthday cake, and they put the blue, that blue gel they use to write your name or whatever. It's the same, like.
But guys, it's a
cool color.
It's a mechanical day date, okay?
There's your day.
There's your day and your date. Mechanical automatic day and date with a curved case, curved crystal, step design, solid steel, 27mm wide strap, calfskin lining, perforated topside, screwed in case back. Guys, it's the goods. This is the goods right here, guys. Everybody out there, listen to the right voices.
And you'll make the right choices.
And you'll make the right choices.
That's the first time you let me participate with that one. Larry's been saying that for 5 years, and it was one of your dad's sayings,
yes,
right?
Yes, it was. It was.
And that was the first time he let me participate. You know that.
I think we're getting the hang of this, Jim.
I want you guys. We're going to come in like ridiculously stupid tight on this dial. The reason why, Larry, tell them the amount of insane work and how they do this.
Right, it's done with hydraulic machines. They're vintage German machines, and our yield-loss ratio on these dials, guys, is 1 to 2. Let's start with the fact that the dial is actually a piece of brass, okay? It's brass. And the reason it's brass is because it needs to be a soft enough metal in order to absorb the guilloche, in order to absorb the texturing. But it's been struck anywhere from 30 to 40 times. Not only the striking for the guilloche, but at the same striking, it also punches the little micro holes that for the numerals. These are all individually applied Arabic numerals, these fancy fanned-out Arabic numerals. There's 2 pegs on the back of every single one that goes through the dial, and they're sealed on the back side.
Oh,
the date apertures are cut. Guys, everybody, you know, you guys are going to think I'm crazy when I say this, okay? Yes, you know I'm here to sell watches, and I know it's 3 o'clock in the morning. But guys, if you're watching the show right now, do yourself a favor, and I'm not kidding you. For $37, take one of each. Bring all three home, and then decide which one you're going to keep.
You know, that's a good choice.
I'm not kidding you.
Because
yes,
these are distinctly different.
Guys,
look at the Navy.
Well, now,
Navy's
again,
almost gone,
now,
by the way.
You look at this watch, guys, the one that Jim is showing you right here, okay, with the rainbow numerals. And I remember the first time I saw this piece, okay, a watch like this. It wasn't this one, but it was a watch like this with the rainbow numerals. I thought it was a kid's watch, okay? You've got the rainbow colors and the jewel tones with the orange and the yellow and the blue and all that. And, you know, I thought that's for a kid. But then I've learned very, very quickly, not for a kid, guys, this look will sell for anywhere from $20,000 to $30,000 to $40,000 on some very, very high-end Swiss watches, guys. And now we've put our spin on it with our case.
Well, it's
with the
perfect because it matches anything
guys,
that you're wearing.
This is a very, very expensive look. And for people out there that know this look with the rainbow numerals, they're going to think that this is a $10,000 to $20,000 watch that you're wearing on your wrist.
I have to take the Navy off.
Now,
it's almost
this
sold
strap,
out.
by the way, is one of the more expensive straps we do. It's 27 millimeters wide at the lugs, but it's pre-curved, okay? It's got pre-curved metal inserts. And I don't know if we can get a shot of this, guys. I know you can, and hopefully you will.
It's okay. I've already done that for you.
Oh, you did?
Oh, I did.
Oh, when I was changing my microphone?
Indeed.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, here's the curved case. I want them to see that because it's the most comfortable case that we make. And we've got a lot more in this case. We've got the chronograph. Everybody see me wear my chronograph. It just melts to your wrist. There it is. Jim.
You need one of each of these because,
well,
you know, like I bought the gray, and I love the gray. It's still my #1 favorite.
Well, gray goes with everything. It's like black.
Gray goes with a lot, but then there's sometimes I go, you know what, I wish I had something else. The navy and the orange, I am buying all three because this orange, you wear this with the right thing. That is, and it's like a bright, I mean, screaming orange.
Guys, there's a lot of people on the phone, Jim.
There are. They've got to use automated.
Okay, whatever you have to do, if you have to stay on hold, if you don't have a computer and you don't know how to use the website, then just hang in there to make sure you get yours, okay? But don't miss it. It looks like we're in trouble with the rainbow numerals, Jim.
Yeah, the Navy, the one that has the rainbow-colored numerals, that is pretty much all spoken for. The next to go, of course, will be the gray.
Now,
The gray
Jim,
is the
you know me
seller.
pretty well now. We've been working together for a long time. You know, which one do you think is my favorite?
Oh, the orange.
Absolutely. I love orange, and orange is my favorite color. And now this one is what's kind of cool about it is without the rainbow numerals. Yeah, it has an orange strap, but it's kind of conservative because it has the silver dial with just a little bit of orange. But here's the gray that Jim is showing you here.
Look at those numerals, man.
And you know,
and look how tall they are.
Well, yeah, those are individually applied. They're standing
Right there.
upright. The hands are gorgeous. Everything about it, the step design, the curved crystal. Everybody out there needs to get one of these at an all-time low price, anniversary, 5 value pays. Guys, for 40 bucks, you're getting this home, okay? Well, I guess 37 plus the shipping and handling. So, you know, for $46, you can bring this thing home, and then you can make a decision. But I'll tell you this, once you get it home, you're going to say, I should have got the other one.
Yep.
But you know what? If you're not sure, just get all three and then send 2 back.
This is also one of the very, actually one of only 3 watches in my entire collection that my wife likes to borrow and wear. And she's got little baby wrists.
And you know, I want to throw a thank you your way too because you know, I was looking on the Watch Geeks forum and somebody asked you a question. You have your own thread there that says Ask Jim.
Sure.
And so some guy wrote to you, Jim, what is your most comfortable watch?
Oh, you saw that, did you?
I saw that. Was it last week or was it
last week?
And you put like 3 watches, and you named the Stuhrling Manchester Aussie as one of your most comfortable watches in your entire collection.
It really is. It is one of those watches that it feels, and very few times you can really say this, it feels like it was melted to the exact shape of your wrist.
This piece.
It's
Guys,
an amazing piece.
Get on the phone, get on the computer, please.
It's
get
fun
this
to
piece.
wear.
And you know, Jim, I think we might as well say the rainbow numerals.
Yeah, the Navy is sold out.
That's a
Please
shame.
begin focusing on the gray and the orange. The gray, obviously, is the gray with the blue stitching and the blue outline around the white numerals. It's
You're gonna love this
everything
piece.
about this watch
And
is
by the way,
cool.
we were just talking about ladies wearing men's watches. This watch is fantastic for women. Even ladies that are really petite with small wrists can wear this big watch. It's 41 by 41, so it has a nice presence on the wrist. It's pretty large. But for women, because the strap is so wide, it's kind of like, it fits like a bangle, okay? And it looks great on women. Women love this piece. And believe me, ladies, you can wear this. I wish we had one of the female models over here to show it.
Me too, but we don't. But right now,
we're done?
No, we got one more. We've got one more, and I've been waiting all hour to get to the last one and this one. My two choices for everybody out there tonight for this hour. This watch is magnificent. It is something that it just speaks of pure, absolute luxury. The 90777 at $142 with two value pays of $71.33. The first time I ever saw this watch, and that was back when it was a smaller watch, it was like 42. This is a 44 millimeter now. I thought that is one of the sexiest looking watches because it's that classic, a timeless classic look. But look at the dial with the mother of pearl. It is amazing. And this is an automatic movement.
Yeah, mechanical automatic with small seconds and a date. Now, we still offer the original Heritage, and that's a 42. This is the brand new one. This is the new Heritage Grand that's 44, and it's pretty much the same thing. It's just larger, except that the movement has the date aperture at 6 o'clock. But guys, this is, you talk about a boardroom piece. You talk about a dress piece. You talk about a piece that wear with a $300 suit and it makes it look like a $3,000 suit. The Heritage Grand. It's a very classic case design with the style of lugs, the style of case. Look at the flange on this with those spherical, luminous spheres. You know, semicircle type spheres in there. It's just so gorgeous and so elegant. The mother of pearl is very, very dressy. You can see the blues and the greens and the reds popping off of there. And also, I really love the elegant leaf-style hands that you have on this piece. They're so classy, and they're kind of elongated leaf-style hands. And then small seconds. Jim, I'll tell you, there's always something a little classy about small seconds. I can't put my finger on it, but it just gives it a little bit of a more expensive touch than just a classic three-hand movement, doesn't it?
And one of the things I love that you guys did is you put the magnifier over the date, but it's under the crystal.
Inside.
So you don't get any dirt that gets trapped around it or whatnot. Now look at your decorated movement. You realize that you do have a true automatic inside, wonderfully decorated.
Screwed in case back, yeah, absolutely.
Look at that dial.
Now, you know, here the price, again, defies logic at $142. I wish we had, you know, 5 value pays on this to make it easy for everybody.
Well, I'll tell you right now.
But we don't have 5 value pays. But if you can handle the $72, guys.
I have purchased a watch that looks dramatic. I mean, really, really almost identical to this.
Sure.
Did not have mother of pearl. Mine was over $2,000.
Okay. Now,
keep in mind, this watch with the automatic movement, with the mother of pearl dial upgrade, is $142, and I can tell you right now from somebody that owns that other one, this looks as good, if not better. It's definitely more impressive because of the mother of pearl, but for a $71 payment, that's why I call this kind of the sleeper of the hour. People don't really understand what they're getting until they hold it. It looks fantastic on your TV. I know because I'm looking at my own monitor here, and I can tell you this, in person, 10 times more impressive.
If you're one of those guys that, you know, you like to buy the sport watches, you know, those big dive watches, and I love them too.
And that's me.
And that's all you buy is the sport watches. Do yourself a favor and grab this piece and bring it home and just try it on. So, you know, maybe you don't have a lot of dress watches, okay? But just to have a go-to piece for maybe that time when you take your wife out, or maybe when you go to New Year's Eve, or you
when she makes you take her out?
Well, whatever, or you go to a wedding or a bar mitzvah or something like that where you got to put on a suit or something like that, and you don't want to wear one of your big, and you want to get dressed up. You know, you could. This watch is so fine and so dressy. You could literally wear this with a tuxedo, Jim.
Oh, absolutely. It has that look of refinement, and it is a timeless classic. Because realize this design,
and I mean nobody, would ever guess that you paid under $200 for this piece, guys.
No way.
So please do yourself a favor, bring it home, kick the tires. Anniversary pricing on this. You will love this piece, and I'll tell you what, if you don't love it and you show it to your wife, she's going to love it. You know, for you.
White on.
She's going to make you keep it because she's going to say, I want you to wear that when you go out with me, because that piece is class, guys. And, you know, on that sub-dial there, these small seconds for the watch, it's actually got a different pattern on there. It's got a concentric circle pattern in there. Again, all these numerals, the fancy Arabics, those are all individually applied to the dial as well. They're not printed on there. And I love the angled flange too, you know, instead of just a regular straight deep dish style. You know, the angled flange gives it a very nice touch as well. You will love the piece. Nice luminous shot coming up here, guys.
Yeah, we're going to show you the luminescence. And typically a watch like this isn't known for luminescence. But what Stuhrling has done is they've implemented these large, thick application of luminescent dots around the outside perimeter of the dial there, and that allows us to be even more functional and more practical. Look at that. That's bright.
I mean, it's great, and you know, especially, you know, when you consider this is a dress piece. A lot of dressy watches in the watch industry they don't put any luminescence on a dressy piece.
Not a watch like this, not usually.
We like to put, you know, a little touch, you know, even on the dressy pieces, because, you know, and we use Super Luminova, as you all know by now. But, you know, for all of you that follow us, you've followed the Stuhrling brand, and you've, you know, been a fan of our watches, a lot of you know when we had the Heritage, and we still have the original Heritage at 42 millimeters, we've gone through a couple of periods where we're just out of them for months at a time because we have to wait to get large enough pieces for the mother of pearl from the MOP farm that we use. Well, we're going to have the same situation with this because this is even larger. It's 2 millimeters larger. Ask yourself this question, guys. Take a look at this, a 44 millimeter case, large mother of pearl. Have you ever seen a mother of pearl dial that big?
Very few times.
Think about it, guys. Think about it.
All right, I'm going to give you a quick recap here. The Eagle is still soaring out of here.
Okay.
90685 on that V number, $80.30. 3 value pays of $26.76. We've also got the Sea Lion 2, V90864 for $130.16. Today, only special with 6 value pays. People are still on hold trying to buy it. $171.
Looks like
Gold tone down to about a dozen pieces. Rose tone down to less than 50. These will be gone very, very quickly. The Phoenix V90358 for $159.18. 5 value pays of $31.83, and the reduced shipping that goes on that, half-price shipping. And then, oh my goodness, you can't help but just fall madly in love with this watch the very second you lay your eyes upon it. V90105, $188 with 5 value pays, lowest price ever. The navy has sold out. It's down to gray, and they're almost gone, and orange. Larry and I are going to take a little bit of a break. We're going to come back and dazzle you with another hour of incredible selections and great values. Here comes a world timer that you have to see to believe how this watch functions. Come on back.
Inspirational, genuine, innovative and stirring. That's Elizabeth Grant Skincare. Inspired by personal triumph, Elizabeth discovered a new ingredient, Terrysalum, that produced wonderful results when used in skincare. Now, 40 years later, Elizabeth continues to spread the word of the product that changed her life. Elizabeth Grant Skincare on ShopNBC. Classic. Romantic. Trendy. And always beautiful. Find your gold style here on ShopNBC. Trust is an important thing, and at ShopNBC.com, we take your trust and privacy seriously. When you visit ShopNBC.com, count on the best protection technology available, featuring trusted commerce security, HackerSafe, VeriSign, and more. So bring home exceptional values and shop with complete confidence. And know that your personal information will be safe, secure, and private. ShopNBC and ShopNBC.com. Be good to yourself. ShopNBC is delighted to present a new and shining addition to our Brilliante family. Brilliante Facet Collection. Each and every piece includes uniquely designed cut gemstones that are set in modern styles of sterling silver. Plus, in celebration of this new addition, enjoy free shipping on all new silver items during the special Silver Strike promotion. Brilliante Facet Collection, premiering on ShopNBC. ShopNBC and ShopNBC.com. Be good to yourself.
Welcome back, everybody. The final hour for tonight of Stuhrling Original, the one-year anniversary. We're bringing out some amazing anniversary prices and even adding a ludicrous 6 value pays to a few major items. Now, don't forget, there will be more Stuhrling shows, none with me, however, but tomorrow, like pretty much all day, it's Stuhrling, 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 and a lot of cool stuff. For those of you that were banking on seeing the Falcon tonight, like I was banking on seeing the Falcon tonight, it will be tomorrow at 8 to 10 Eastern in the PM with the McCoys. So I apologize for anybody that stayed up late, that was expecting to see the Falcon tonight. You will not. Please do not send me angry emails. It's not my fault. All right. Going into the first item, the solar eclipse V90215. Do not stare directly into the dial of this watch. You may lose your vision and will to live. 3 value pays $57 on this item. Yeah, size on that's about a 42 millimeter case. Nice, good size on there. You've also got the Cesario V90476, $146.83 for value pays of $36.70. There it is. Skeletonized automatic, oversized polished numerals. Looking about I think somewhere on a 44 millimeter case on that, if I'm not mistaken. And the Seahawk. You know what we did for the Seahawk? One of our favorite watches around here in the building. We put 6 value pays on it. I have some really bad news. The one that everybody screams for, the orange, is not in it. I don't know why we ever called it orange. It was a tan strap. That is gone, but I do have the black and I have the white. Good news is if you buy the black and you decide a few months from now, hey, I want to change it up, I want that tan strap, you can always call up Stuhrling and buy the additional strap, and you can just swap it out and play around and all that kind of good stuff. Right now, let's welcome back in the man, Mr. Larry Magen, who is the president of North American Operations for Stuhrling Original. How are you?
Hey, Jim.
I got a question for you.
Here we go again.
I always see this.
Thank you, everybody, in that first hour. That was great. Stay tuned. We got more. Yes, Jim.
I'm going to ask my producer to write a note. Every time I look up on our promo spots, on our little logo that sits right down here, it says Stuhrling Originals, like it's a plural. No. It's not. It's Original.
I've noticed that too, but
and it hasn't changed in years.
But guess what? I don't want to rock the boat. So I've been letting it go.
Okay, yeah. Right now, though, we're going to get into the Milano Piazza.
Yes.
What does Milano Piazza mean?
Well, there's a famous square in Milano, Italy.
I did not know that.
Yes, and they call it the Piazza. Okay, it's a square. Okay, and it's beautiful.
Has nothing to do with pepperoni or sausage.
No, it's not a pizza. It's the Piazza. It's square. And we have our Milano.
But this is deep dish.
Well, that's right. Now we have the Milano chronograph, which is a round case chrono, and it's a Swiss movement as well.
Looks more like a pizza. Okay.
Right. And then this one is the Piazza because it's not completely square. It's actually a cushion shape, but it's more square-ish.
Can you tell I'm hungry?
Okay, and that's the difference here. And you know, you and I have talked about it before, and I think both of us, you and I both, have more of a propensity to a leaning towards the Piazza rather than the round.
Yeah, it's got more of a big, bold look. V90862 for $130. I got to tell you, if you want big, bold, thick, heavy, in-your-face kind of styling, this is it, and it's very much an Italian feel to the design of the watch,
yes.
Combining the rubber with the steel, the vivid contrast of the blue ionic plated screws against the stainless steel, or again that bronze ionic or black ionic on the other colors. You got a really sharp-looking watch here. It's made for fun. This is not a serious watch that you're going to go, oh, I can only wear this once a month to the opera. This is a real fun watch you're going to wear all the time.
Yeah, and you know, you're right. It is fun, especially the blue execution here. But in a way, it's got very serious watchmaking, very serious watchmaking techniques here. First of all, you have a screw-down crown. You wouldn't think this would have a screw-down crown, but it does. It's 100 meters water resistance with a screw-down crown. One of the things about the Italians, Jim, you know, I came, as you know, from the jewelry industry to the watches, and I used to love the Italian, the way they made their jewelry, the way they finish things, because what they seem to do, what they always do, the way they finish it, is they will take a certain functionality of the jewelry or whatever it is, and they'll incorporate it to the design. They'll integrate it to the design better than, you know, any other, you know, artisans in the world, really. And if you take a look at this a kind of Italian-inspired piece, the design of it, the numerals, the look, but just if you can give them a profile view of the case, Jim, you'll see this is what we call a case in the middle, and it's being held together by those corner screws. But rather than just having these pillar posts with the lug nuts, you know, on the top and bottom, it's actually incorporated to the design of the watch. You see that, Jim? Okay. I mean, it's absolutely brilliant. Now, this has the bronze tone, okay, with the brown. And, I mean, it really has great design features on this piece, and it's big. I mean, this is, on the round case, it's 49 millimeters in diameter. Now, you know, how do you measure, you know, a square? Well, if you go 10 to 4, I think this one's going to be somewhere around 49 or 50 from 10 to 4. Unless you want to just go, you know, 3 to 9 on this thing. But this is large. This is a large.
It's a big, thick, heavy watch.
Right.
It's a good 13, 14 millimeters in thickness. For a $43 payment, you're also getting a Swiss-made chronograph movement.
Correct, exactly. You got a Swiss quartz chrono here.
It's actually an ISA movement, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, it's the ISA, and absolutely, we know how to identify that. But and look at the design on the pushers as well. You have these rectangular pushers. They're designed beautifully, and you know, probably the most functional is going to be the black because you can just go with everything. But you know.
See, I lean toward the blue because I'm a blue jeans guy.
Well, you know, I'm a blue jeans guy too, and I was just going to say, if I was making a choice, I would go with the blue for myself, only because I don't have anything even close to this blue. You know, I don't have any blue watches. You know.
Really?
Well, I mean, I have a lot of watches that have the silver dials or the white dials with the blue hands.
Sure.
You know, that's my favorite combination. But as far as a blue strap with, you know, a blue case. And blue, you know, lugs and a blue dial. This is a blue watch, Jim.
It is quite blue. Matter of fact, I'm going to kind of balance this on top here.
We're playing Lincoln Logs here.
And let you see all the different sides. We just don't want to shake the table. To see all the different sides of the watch, from the front view to the kind of three-quarter view.
Look at the execution on that, you know, with
profile.
the case and the crown. And then you got the, you know, the big studs on top of the pillar post there. Very nice. You got the Stuhrling embossed logo on the T-style crown. Sterna crystal.
And once again, lots of people on hold. I know you're still on hold from last hour buying the Manchester Aussie, buying into that incredible skeleton we had at the 6 value pays. We have so much cool stuff going on throughout these hours. Don't forget tomorrow, Larry, you're back at 11 a.m. Eastern or Central?
11 Eastern.
11 Eastern, 10 a.m. Central. Then you're back again tomorrow night with the McCoys.
Yes.
Then you're back.
I'm in the afternoon with Kendi.
Boy, you're just all over the place, aren't you?
Kendi at 3 o'clock Eastern.
You're not loyal to me at all.
Well, you know, Jim, it's a little different. You know, you'll always be my number one.
Well, thank you.
You know, I mean, because let's face it, you actually, I learned a lot from you.
And I have learned a lot from you as well. And what I'm still amazed about, and what I can't put my finger on, is how Stuhrling is able to offer some great luminescence there. The deals that they do with the level of quality put into each watch. And I think a lot of people kind of discount Stuhrling a little bit because they look at the price and go, it's $100, it's $130, it's $250. How great can it really be? And for those that have gotten into collecting Stuhrling, I'm going to tell you something. I just wrote up the March newsletter and photographed it yesterday. You guys will be seeing it in the next week and a half or so in your email boxes. And one of the things that I put in there, when I was talking about Stuhrling, I said, Stuhrling has become one of my top favorite brands. And when you start seeing the design work that's coming out of Stuhrling, especially this month, next month, and following through into the summer, you're going to quickly realize that there is no other brand out there that's touching on the design work that you guys are. The level of execution and the details of your dials and the way your cases are built, at these prices, it's almost silly.
You know, thank you for saying that, because it's a very exciting time for Stuhrling Original right now, because we have so many new designs coming in the pipeline right now. It's a constant process, and I know you have to, hear about this and go through this with all your other vendors as well. But we really are ramping up, and I've been seeing the renderings and the prototypes and things like that, and I'm telling you right now, it's very exciting, and we're heading to basically new territory and new land, and thank you for saying that, Jim, because it's absolutely true, and one of the reasons why I think people don't necessarily understand is because they want to lump us into a category that's kind of below where we really are. They don't understand we're in our own category because, our manufacturing partner is a Swiss company. Their headquarters is in Bellinzona, Switzerland, and we're talking about Swiss standards all the way across the board.
And a great way to see that is in the Seahawk. Now, what we've done here, 6 value pays of $20. That's insanity.
This has got to light up the phone. If you can hear my voice, if you're watching the show, if you can see the picture on the screen right now, do not delay, guys. This is a mechanical automatic day and date movement, okay? Enough said. For 121, I mean, you can bring it home for a $20 value play plus the shipping and handling. $20 and you're bringing this home. Now, we're not real deep on this, guys, okay? When we're deep, I'll let you know, but there's not a lot of these to go around. But for 20 bucks, you can bring home a mechanical automatic day-date watch, great sport watch, and hopefully we'll get a chance to really get into that piece, but jump on that.
Here we're going to go into the Raven XP. And what I want to point out to you immediately is you've seen a lot of companies adopting a very similar style in this kind of watch. With the original that inspired them being many multiples of crazy thousands of dollars. What the companies tend to do is go really, 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 really big. I know I've got a couple of those myself. And a lot of people went, I love the look of that instrumentation, that airplane or helicopter instrumentation. Really cool, but I can't wear a 50mm watch. What Stuhrling has done is made their own version, and it's very much different from everybody else's, but you've made it smaller so more people can wear it.
Yeah, it's, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, going by memory, 44 millimeters, 6 to 12, 9 to 3. So it's a good size. But like you say, it's not that big 48, 50, 50mm size, but it's a nice presence on the wrist. But what I really like about this piece is a lot of things I really like. It's got the 4, corner screws, like you see a lot of looks like that out there right now, but it's got a curved case back, okay? Now, the case itself is not curved, but it's the case back, the part that sits against your wrist. And if you take a look at that, it gives you a certain comfort level, on the wrist. Now, this one, it has the, the nylon strap. It's kind of, because it's a sport watch, okay? So it makes it a little even more comfortable against your wrist because it's, it's kind of slipped through there. Jim's going to show it to you. But, so this is kind of, something you can just slap on your wrist. You're, going out for a Saturday. You're going to the park. You're going to the beach. This is a great, it's a Velcro strap, guys. This is kind of something for, knocking around. And there's that curved case back. Again, the entire case, isn't like curved. The top is flat, as you can see, but the case back is curved. So it really sits comfortably on the wrist, okay? You have a Swiss quartz movement in this piece. Now, the executions are a little different on this one because the only one with the all-luminous dial, what are they calling that execution?
We're calling it green.
Okay, the green execution has got a luminous dial. The other 2 executions do not. So if you're into having the entire dial, glow when it charge up with light, then you want the green execution. But this is a great knock-around watch here, and for, I mean, it's marked down for anniversary pricing to $100 for the entire watch, and you've got 4 value pays. You can bring it home for $25. This is a great, you know, just kick around, knock around, casual, jeans, go to the beach, go whatever. And it's got that famous look that a lot of companies are doing right now. Solid stainless steel, as you can see. You've got the beveled bezel. And, you know, probably for me, the most functional one would be that, the one with the black with the silver kind of square, you know, Arabic indices, those blocks where the indices are marked out. What are they calling that one? Is that black or what are they?
Yeah, this is, we're calling this one
silver
tone. We're going by the, I have no idea at this point.
No, you're going by the...
One's going by dial color. The other two are going by, I guess, accent colors.
Yeah.
Just to thoroughly
But to me, this one here
everyone.
that's on the screen now would be your most multifunctional for sure. I mean, you wear this with everything. Now, the one with a little bit of orange, everybody knows I like black and orange, but I'd probably go for this one right here myself. You've got the concentric circle pattern on the dial, classic 3-hand movement with a date aperture at 3 o'clock, solid 316L steel, the beveled bezel.
I like the application of these hour markers, whether it be in the numerals or in the stick markers, because they're thick, and I can't really do that with this one. There we go. They're thick. They stand up really tall off of the dial. I mean, look how cool that is. And it's really, you really notice it on the one we're calling green, the luminous dial, because those applications are done in black against that luminous dial. Look how tall those are. And those are individually applied, precision applied by hand.
Now, is that, we don't have a lume shot on this, do we?
I'm betting no, because
No.
the most luminous watches we usually don't do a luminescent shot on.
Oh, okay, because it's so obvious.
No, because that's just our logic. V90096,
I'm just
4 value pays of $25.03.
That wasn't me, that was Jim.
That's a joke. $100.12. I don't have a lot of these to go around. Unbelievably, I have a whole bunch of time left to spend on it, though. So what else would you like to talk about on this watch?
Well, okay.
I don't have, like, you know, 10 minutes on a mechanical automatic where we have more things to talk about.
Oh, okay.
I have it on the quartz watch.
I got you, okay.
We're just going to have fun with it, I
well,
think.
you told me, you
No,
know...
you play with it. Go ahead.
Well, again...
Whip it out and just do whatever you want.
Well, you know, for me, I got to tell you, Jim, what I like about this watch, you know, we're so accustomed to having to buckle our watches, or we're
Yeah, this is just zip, 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 you're done.
we're so accustomed to having to, you know, whether it's a deployant clasp or a tang buckle. This, you just have the Velcro. You just, you know, okay, we're just, I'm going to go.
One size fits all.
I'm going to go to the store. I'm going to go to the beach. I'm going to, and the Velcro, it's again, it's like something for the park. I mean, if you're jogging and running or something, you can, you know, it's a great sports watch.
If they only make underwear out of Velcro.
I'm telling you guys,
Wouldn't that be easier?
you know, again, this is not something I would wear with a suit with this kind of a strap. Now, for those guys who like to put their own straps, that's a different story. You can actually take this off, and then you can put a leather strap. And by the way, this is the Raven. We call it the XP, meaning for Explorer, okay? But, you know, they all have the black PVD cases, you know, like a black Raven, okay?
Black Raven.
You see,
Gotcha.
you see what I'm saying?
Now I'm starting to follow.
Okay. Now, we have... Some of you have seen our Raven Diablo, which was the follow-up piece to this, okay? Which was
That was
the
the
new one.
possessed bird.
Well, Diablo,
The epistle
yes.
means devil,
Well,
and the raven's a bird.
well, maybe I know you kept saying devil bird, but you know the thing of it is, the Diablo in a way he kind of was a devil. But if you ever saw, you know, Sleeping Beauty, okay, did you see that movie?
I don't believe so.
Okay, the Raven in there.
Yes.
Okay, anyway.
What did the raven do?
Well, Maleficent's Raven was Diablo. She was the wicked...
I didn't know
Okay, anyway, and so she was...
You
was the confidant.
you really dig on that.
Well, I'm an animation art buff. Now, unfortunately, my second ex-wife got all my animation art, but, you know, I'll start over someday.
Maybe she's watching. You could say hi to her.
Happy birthday, sweetie. Anyway, listen, it was her birthday yesterday, as a matter of fact. Anyway, we've been divorced 10 years now. But listen, what I'm saying about this piece, guys, is that on the new one, the Diablo, okay, I want you to keep an eye out for that. You may want to get this one just so you have the precursor to the Diablo, because coming up in our next rotation, we're going to be bringing the Diablo back, and we're going to be doing something very special with it.
Sweet.
And that's the skeletonized carbon fiber. Remember that piece?
Yes.
It's hot. I mean, it's got a big rubber strap, a big 30-millimeter wide rubber strap on it.
Which, by the way, I haven't mentioned this yet, and I probably should. A lot of people like how sporty this cuff look is. If you don't like the cuff, all you got to do is you slide out one side. Okay, you watching here? Then just break out your spring bar tool, pop the strap off, and then slide it off there, because you can't slide this over the buckle, is why I'm telling you that. You can slide off there and just wear it as a regular strap watch as well. So it's a convertible. It can go one of two ways. So there you go. I thought that was important to bring up.
Yeah, no, and I was saying you could do the same thing, where you could literally take the strap all the way up and put a leather strap on it. Or
you could do that as well.
Or whatever, put your own strap if you wanted to. But again, I like this Velcro thing. You know, not necessarily wearing it with a suit, but again, you know, there's Saturday, Sunday, you know, you go to the beach, you go to the park. I mean, this is great for that, okay? And yet you have that famous look that everybody's familiar with.
And there you go. I've got about 35 more seconds here. I know a lot of you are on hold for that first item, the 90862.
Yeah. But again, for a $25 value pay here, again, this is a great pickup for our anniversary pricing right here. I know there's a lot of people on the phone. Hang in there.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, again, this is something that...
I'm glad we spent so much time on this, because it really helped us build up that momentum we were looking for. A lot of people are on hold, a lot of people trying to get through, but we got to move off now. We've got other items to get to.
There we go.
Yeah, what?
Nicely done, Jim.
All right, next item up. I don't even know what it is. I'm just completely winging it at this point. Oh, we're going to go into the world timer here,
yes, here we go.
Partner.
Yeah, the Traveler.
Traveler.
Here we go.
The Wanderer.
I'll tell you what, now here we're doing a this visit only here for $98. Take a look at this, Jim. Now this is one of our all-time bestsellers. This is I love this piece. It's fabulous. Look how elegant it is. Look at those elongated hands, the italicized, individually applied numerals. And again, it's a world timer. It tells the time in, you know, all 24 major time zones around the world in a glance, a single glance. And you set it one time and you're done. You don't have to rotate, you know, a bezel or a flange with the cities on it. They stay stationary, and the 24 hours on the inside, it actually goes around. So we're going to show you how it works.
Yeah, it's so atypical of what you've come to expect from a traditional world timer. The 90684, the Traveler, is being offered now at its lowest price ever of $98.92. And by the way, check out those value pays. 4 value pays, $24.73. But I think what needs to be done here is we need to describe to you how to operate the watch.
Absolutely.
It's a 42-millimeter case. Larry, walk us through this and tell us why it does what it does.
Absolutely. Well, as you can see by the analog hands right there, it's showing that it's about 2:22 right now in the morning, which here in Central Time Zone, Minneapolis, it is, okay? So what you're going to want to do, you have to set the watch one time when you first get the watch. So what you're going to want to do is take it back to 2 o'clock straight up, Jim. All right, he's going to go forward all the way around to 2 o'clock straight up with the analog hands. You want to set it at a straight up hour, okay, so you don't have to guesstimate on the in-between. So we're at 2 o'clock. So now there you go. So you want to set the 2 on the interior dial now to where it says Chicago.
And Chicago is there?
Chicago is just after the 12. And you see the little arrow pointing to Chicago at the bottom? So Jim is going to line the number 2. You see that, guys? If we can zoom in a little bit. He's got the 2 pointing right there.
To Chicago.
And it's pointing right at Chicago. Now he's going to forward it to the proper time, which he went too far. But anyway, so you see, as the minute hand goes around, so too does the hour, the 24-hour indicator. Now, if Jim will take it all the way around, you know, 24 hours to 2:20 in the morning just for fun, now he's at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Forget the date right now. Let's just.
So now you're at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
All right, but but I'd like to take it to 2 in the morning. Can we do that?
That's where we started.
I know. That's why I wanted you to stop. But that's cool because I want to be real about this. Because
let's be real.
Let's be real. Okay. All right, now 2 o'clock in the morning, and now it's 2:22, Jim. So we're going to bring it. All right. So here it is. It's 2:22 here in Chicago or Minneapolis.
And yet people are still calling you. Go ahead.
So now you say, what time is it in Paris? So you look over there at the 9 o'clock position and you see Paris. If we zoom in, guys, over at 9 o'clock, you see 9. So right now
it's 9 a.m.
9:22 in the morning in Paris. And you can go to London. You can
Time
go
for a wonderful French breakfast.
Right, it's 9:22 in Paris right now. See? So you can tell the time literally all around the world at a single glance. And if you want to take a quick tour of the cities, there it is. But anyway,
Now, there was one special here
but
that I've only seen Stuhrling do.
Jerusalem.
Right over there.
Well, we were the first.
That would normally be what? Cairo, right?
Cairo, yeah. Cairo is the accepted city for that time zone. This was a Stuhrling original innovation a few years ago when we put Jerusalem on the dial, and now we've actually seen another manufacturer do it as well.
Ah, now they're taking cues from Stuhrling.
Yeah.
That's when you know you've made it.
Yep. And there's Moscow. So right now, it's Moscow is, what is that, 12:22? No, 11:22.
By the way, I don't know if anybody else has noticed, and I think I had forgotten to mention it prior. You're getting reduced. Oh, as I go to mention it, it disappears. You've got the reduced shipping. You've got the half-price shipping. I can't even believe that happened.
Yeah, but everybody out there on the watching the show right now should grab this because this is a super value. It's one of our all-time bestsellers. It's anniversary pricing, and then on top of that, it's a this visit only for just under $100, guys. You will love this piece. And by the way, a world timer. This is called a world timer. Is a great gift item, especially in today's global environment where, you know, the world seems to be getting smaller with the internet and everything else. You may have family in Spain or wherever, or France or wherever, and, you know, so you may have friends in another part of the world. You always know what time it is at a glance. You know, so, or people who travel, it's a great conversation piece. And then there's always the make of the watch itself, guys. Take a look at the dial. This is, you know, just our classic, you know, what we're known for, the Guilloche Soleil dial. You see the skeletonization that shows the, you know, the 24-hour wheel on the inside of the dial as well. All individually applied Arabic numerals. It's amazing. You have a Swiss quartz movement, and it's a very unique movement that allows you to set at one time and it's done. Most world timers, you do have to rotate a bezel or a flange. So, I mean, and you got the really elegant, you know, leaf-style hands on this piece as well. So, I mean, this is a very classy, dressy piece. Step design on the case bezel right there. Step design on the lugs as well, Jim. Take a look at the beautiful step design on the lugs. And here's the rose gold. Now Jim's got wearing my favorite execution, which is the stainless steel with the silver dial and the blue hands.
Yeah, you gotta love the blue hands and numerals against that silver.
I mean, guys,
it's classic.
Everybody,
it's elegant.
Oh, really is. Look at that. I mean, this is one of our all-time best. This is not something we're trying to clear out. Believe me, this is a signature piece for Stuhrling Original. Now, we haven't really showed the case back yet.
Nope.
Now, take a look at this. Now, we have a new one in the works. We're probably about 6 to 7 months away from the new one. We're doing a new version of this piece. That's
Bigger?
It's going to be a little bit larger, and it's going to be mechanical.
Ooh, what, really?
Yeah, but we're probably, I just saw the renderings literally yesterday, but we're in the rendering stage, so we're probably a good 7, 8 months away yet. So maybe by next September or something like that, you know, but it's in the pipeline.
Very cool.
Yeah, we're not close on it yet, but it's going to be the new Traveler. And the same dial, the same thing that you're seeing on the back with the globe on the case back.
It'll be on your new dial.
It's going to be on the dial.
Oh, I like map dials. I like globe dials.
Yeah,
I think they look really good.
Cool. But again, we're 8 months away, and that's going to be a totally different watch. It's going to be mechanical, so it's going to be probably, you know, 2 or 3 times this price. But here with a quartz, you don't have to worry about anything, guys. Just set it once and you're done. And believe me, I've worn this watch on the plane, and this is a real conversation piece on the plane. It really is. I mean, guys look at guys' watches. I looked at a guy's watch today on the plane, and he was actually wearing a watch from one of your other vendors.
Really?
Yeah.
How cool is that? It's always a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was really cool.
I'll tell you a funny story. I don't usually go into storytelling mode, but I went out the other day. I was in a retail environment, and I look over, and the guy in line in front of me, and I'm kind of next to him at the counter. I look over, he's wearing a watch it was completely exclusive to us. The only place he could have gotten it was here. And for those that don't know, when I go out, when I'm on the air, I wear a baseball cap. I don't look like myself. So I look over at the guy, and I kind of look over at my wife, and I looked at him, and I said, "Nice watch." And he looks me dead in the eye, hasn't got a clue, goes, "Yeah, thanks," and walks away. And my wife goes, "I'm guessing that's something that was sold on the network." I'm like, "Yeah," I'm like, "It's totally exclusive." So either he bought it from like Sean and has never seen one of my shows, or he got it as a gift and has no clue. But yeah, I figured I'm gonna start up a conversation with a watch guy. This is obviously somebody that just has a watch on his wrist. He's not like really a watch guy.
Yeah, some guys just say thank you, and that's it.
It's like there's some car guys. They may just have a nice car because they just thought it was a cool car.
Yeah.
And then there are guys like me that live and breathe around, around that being a car guy and being a watch guy. So there's different types of people out there, and that's the point that I'm getting to here is this is the kind of watch that when you've got it, you're loving it because you're a watch geek. You love all the eccentricities of it. You love the application of the numerals and the complication of the movement, the detail in the dial. But you could give this as a gift to a complete novice, somebody that knows nothing about fine watches, and they're going to love it and wear it because it's beautiful.
Well, that's a good point.
And functional.
First off, for all the collectors that are out there, and I know there's a lot of collectors that watch Jim here late at night and everything, and they wait up and tape the shows and all that kind of stuff. Ask yourself this question: do I have a world timer in my collection? Now, many of you may have one, okay?
And do I have $24 in my bank account?
If you don't have a world timer in your collection, I don't know if you're going to find too many opportunities to get one under $100. I mean, and then bring it home for 24. So this might be the opportunity that you can finally add a world timer to your collection. Now, the other side I was going to say, going to Jim's point, is
I have no point. Well, I'm just rambling.
No, even
senselessly.
Listen, guys, hear me out. Now, there's a lot of people on the phone. Thank you for that, and we're pretty deep on this piece, guys. That's why we have. You're not going to see too many this visit only promotions where we're not deep quantity. So we have good quantity. We're going to be on this piece a while, and there's a lot of you on the phone.
Well, but the black silver tone is going to be gone in probably a minute or two.
Yeah,
at this rate.
The black one seems to be going as the leader in the group. I would think.
Now, if you want the one that has the blued numerals, you want to order silver tone, silver tone.
All right, silver tone, silver tone. Yeah. But hear me out on this, guys. Going to what Jim was saying before, because I think it was a good point, whether he realized he was making it or not. I don't know. But here's my point: is even if you could care less about having a world timer, okay, it's a beautiful watch just to tell the time. Look at those analog hands, and then oh, by the way, on closer examination, I've got the time all around the world, and that makes it a conversation piece. But, to me, that's what makes this watch so phenomenal, is because it's just a beautiful watch, and then when you really do a double take, you say, wow, I've got the watches all. Can we do a quick tour of the cities? Maybe we don't have to name them all, but get a nice tight shot of the cities. And
sure.
Because
you know what I would do if I was wearing this watch, and somebody walked up to me on the street and said, "What time is it?" I'd look at him and go, "In Jerusalem, or do you want to know in Paris, or do you want to know?" Because you could tell them all that at a glance.
You really
just
can.
to be annoying.
But here, take a look at this. Here, you have New York at the top of the dial there, and you can see right now, according to this, it's saying that it's 3:30 in the morning. Okay, which it is in New York right now. It's 2:30 here in Central, but it's 3:30 in New York, as you can see right there. It's halfway between the 3 and the 4. Okay, and then you got Chicago.
Let's go all the way around.
Let's go the other way. Okay, you got Caracas, Rio de Janeiro, the South Georgia. Now that's not Georgia in the United States, folks. That's an island. Okay, and then here you have the Azures, and then what do you have? There's London over there. So right now it's 8:30 in London. There's Paris. It's 9:30 or 9:20 because Jim pulled out the crown. Okay, but anyway, it's Jerusalem. You got Moscow, Dubai. What is that one over there? Karachi. Okay, and over here is Hong Kong, Tokyo, Sydney, Australia. What time is it in Sydney? Let's see. It's between the.
Can't really see the.
It's at 18. So at 18. So at 18, that's going to be 6. So it's 6 o'clock tomorrow already. It's 6:20 tomorrow.
Unreal.
Yeah. So right now it's Sydney, Australia. It's 6:20 in the afternoon on Thursday.
When they flush their toilets, it swirls the other direction.
No, I did not know that.
I don't know if that's just.
Anyway, so you see the idea. There's Hawaii over there. There's Anchorage, Alaska. There's Denver, Los Angeles. And, to me, our #1 selling execution, and we've had this piece for a few years now, our #1 selling piece is the rose gold. It's by far our biggest seller, and I'd say probably the stainless steel with the blue hands is #2. But our rose gold is so classy and so dressy, and this is one of those kind of pieces that you can wear, get dressed up, wear with a suit, whatever. And Jim, we have a lot of people still on the phone on hold. So what are we going to do?
Oh yeah, yeah, they're there.
Thank you, everybody. And and by the way, like I said, a world timer is a great gift item because it's unusual.
Oh, it is.
It really is.
And it's practical and it's functional.
Right.
In Australia, they have spiders that can kill full-grown adult men. You hear about the black widow and you hear about the brown recluse. for the most part, you just get really, really sick.
Yeah.
Down there, they have the Sydney funnel web. And it gets in the houses. It'll be like on your toilet paper. It'll be in your, like, they love to crawl in like where your linens are, like your towels and stuff. And they're very aggressive. They don't run away. They come at you and they bite you and they can kill you very quickly.
You know, I'm really not that much into like spiders and bugs and stuff like that. I'm not a spider guy.
I'm not either, but like when it comes on an HD channel, I find it fascinating, and then I learn things.
No, but I mean, I don't even like to watch it because then I can't sleep at night and stuff like that. So you just screwed it up for me now. I can't even get any rest.
Think of it. You reaching for the toilet paper, and it's sitting right on top of your toilet paper.
Yeah, wow.
Ready to bite you, your nether regions.
Here's the, yeah.
The Seahawk coming up soon.
I'll tell you, 6 value pays, guys. You have to bring that home for $20. Grab one of those. Listen to the right voices. You'll make the right choices. Get one of those. You'll love it. I hope we get a chance to show that watch, Jim. I know we're going to get into it.
We're going to get to it.
Look how many people are on hold, Jim. What are we going to do?
It's insane.
A lot of you out there are on hold right now, probably for that traveler. Hang in there. If you don't have a computer to go online.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, everybody needs to start using automated ordering, or if they can, use ShopNBC.com, because it's getting crazy.
Thank you all. Hang in there. Hang in there. We'll get to you. Now, here, we're going to get into the solar eclipse now, Jim, and this is a very...
Now, why did you call it the solar eclipse?
Well, you know,
There's got to be a reason.
Well, you know, there always is. We have another watch we call the eclipse. And it's got the intersecting circles. This is the follow-up. This is the solar eclipse. And it's got the, as you can see, it's got the intersecting, you know, circles right there. There's your small seconds, and there's your watch. And then you have a AM/PM indicator, an animated sun-moon display. So you actually do have a sun over there, like for solar. But also, take a look at the dial. You know, it's got that swirled sun ray pattern. As you like to say, and I've taken it from you already, your tribal sun. But,
well, it's not quite as angled as that one watch was. Those were very angled. Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
This is swirly.
This is swirly. You're right. This is swirly. Yeah, but it's a kind of a swirled sun ray pattern, and you have an AM/PM.
It's like, what's that thing? You know, that Japanese sand garden or whatever, and you have the little rake, and you do the little lines in the sand. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't think.
Does anybody know what that's called?
No, I don't know. But,
I don't know if it's Japanese or Chinese, but they have like a little rake.
This is a super value right here because you're getting a really nice. I'm sorry, Jim. I don't know what you're talking about, but hey, listen, you don't know what I'm talking about half the time. You know, so hey, we're even. You know, you didn't know my, you know, Maleficent and all that, and you know. But anyway, so that's what makes us a good team because, you know, neither one of us know what the hell we're talking about. But anyway,
that's perfect.
Take a look at this, guys. And hey, this execution right here, the rose gold with the black. Anytime you have rose gold and black together, I think is always very, very striking.
It's magical.
It really is. And take a look, again, at these, you know, the fancy numerals that are applied to the dial. Take a look at the beautiful pattern on the dial as well. But it's a very classy watch. You know, this whole, you know, intersecting, you know, main dial, junior dial, you know, with small seconds. And then here you have your, as you can see, the date aperture over there with the 05. Okay, those are all individually applied numerals. And it's got a very steep, sharp, beveled bezel. You see how it's angled, very steep? Okay, it just gives it gives it a different look than a lot of our watches here. But again, this is a very classy piece, guys. This is a dressy piece. And it's a mechanical automatic. Jim's going to show you the case back, too. There we go. And it's got that, you know, a little bit of the same pattern that you see on the front. There's your Côte de Genève on the back plates of the movement as well. But solid 316L steel. This is really one of our, you know, like I say, our Eclipse series. And this is the solar eclipse. So I'll tell you what, guys, this is a great value. You've got the push-button dual deployment clasp. And look at what we're doing with it with, you know, 171 on the anniversary pricing right here. This is a dressy piece now.
It is. It's very elegant. It's a very refined look. You are going to want to wear this with a suit. This is not a watch. You're going to go running around in jeans and a tank top and flip-flops or whatnot. It's just not going to work. This is a dressy, elegant timepiece. You're going to wear this to the office. You're going to wear it when you're going out on that special occasion. For a $57 value pay, I invite you to explore what Stuhrling does here, because this goes back to the heritage that they have built with their dial manufacturing, and that's what they've really been known for, is the elegance, the class, and the details in their dial work. And I'm going to very quickly show you what that animated AM, PM indicator is good for.
Right.
As you see, we're going into the daytime hours. You got a big smiling sun. Hello, I'm a happy sun.
Right.
And you go around the nighttime with the crescent moon.
And you've got your small second subdial down there. And you've got your Dauphine-style hands here for the hours and minutes.
Now, one thing I want to check on is, whoop, no, don't go anywhere. As we go through, let me go back around past midnight again. That is a double disc calendar.
Really
So
is.
you've really got a big date down there. How cool is that?
Well, go to 31.
Just kind of pop this.
I'm just going to direct you.
You know, I'm going to get away from the no-no hours for one. Okay, now.
9,
all
10,
the way
yeah.
through.
And there it is. What Jim is showing you here is he's flipping through the dates, 27, 28, and you'll notice the 8 is moving, but not the 2, which makes it a big date. There's 30, and here's 31.
Now, what typically happens here on a big date is it'll go 32, 33, 34, 35, and you got to manually go all the way through to 01. But I'm assuming you have a self-correcting big date.
It's an auto-correctional big date complication. The reason why it's not so noticeable is because you don't have a bar down the middle.
Yep, exactly.
You know, which in a way is different. I mean, it's unique. It's very unique. It's very different. But actually, it absolutely is an auto-correctional big date. So, you know, another complication.
In an automatic.
Exactly, in a mechanical automatic. And, you know, if you don't totally understand what that means is it's an extra complication because remember, there's no battery in this watch, guys. There's no computer chip. You can program a computer chip to do anything. Here, you know, when the 9 kicks over to the next round, the 1 has to go to the 2. That's an extra complication, all operating off of just a single mainspring. So, you know, again, that's an extra gear, it's an extra complication. And it makes it more valuable. You know, that makes it a super value here under $200. Well, we still have a lot of people in the queue, Jim.
Yeah, I've got to stress once again, please use automated ordering or ShopNBC.com if you're the kind that doesn't like to wait. Now, if you don't mind waiting and you like listening to poor elevator music, you're more than welcome to call in and sit on hold and wait. But for your sanity, use automated, use ShopNBC.com. We're going to make sure you get the watch of your choice.
Wow.
Right now, we're going to get to the Cesario. The 90476 skeletonized automatic, oversized numerals, $146.83.
The Cesario, first of all, I mean, it's a 43 millimeter case, so it's got really good presence on the wrist. Tremendous value here, 150. You got the value pays here. But again, we're getting into that whole skeleton mechanical automatic. And, you know, again, a great conversation piece, individually applied numerals, 12-sided bezel, okay? So, you know, that's always a unique thing to have a 12-sided bezel. Nice presence on the wrist. We're going to show you a nice shot of the case back as well. But, again, if you're one of those kind of guys that likes to collect skeletons, or if you don't have a skeleton and you want to get one in your collection, this one is a little bit unique for us in the sense that a lot of our skeletons that we had, for example, like the Delphi, that was a 39 millimeter. We do a lot of 40, 41, 42. This is a 43 millimeter size case with a skeleton mechanical automatic, so it gives you a little bit larger presence on the wrist. And again, they're great conversation pieces. And, you know, I probably would lean towards the brown PVD because it gives you that bronze, you know, kind of a bronze case.
Yeah, again, unique, different, something that you don't already have in your collection. Now, strictly for the aesthetics and the beauty of it, I got to lean more toward the rose tone. There's something about the rose tone against the black that looks really elegant and really handsome. Again, silver tone's always your best bet. Silver tone works with everything. But I think that's a hot look.
Well, what's really cool, if you take a real close look, you'd have to show them the profile, Jim, if you wanted to show this. But the case is actually a black PVD case, okay? But it's the bezel only that is in rose gold, okay? So from the top, it looks like, well, it's a rose gold case. No, it's actually a black case with a rose gold layered bezel, okay? And that's what is so cool about it, is the black case. I think it's great. It is a striking combination. Like I said, for me, yellow gold black, rose gold black are both very, very striking combinations. And we actually have a...
here's how it breaks down.
Go ahead.
If you buy gold tone or rose tone, you will get a black case. But if you buy silver tone or brown, you will get a silver tone stainless steel case. So they're all going to be two tones in different methods. There's the gold tone with the black case. I like how the gold tone gives you a silver tone movement. Nice contrast, easier to see it. And there is the all silver tone. Silver tone case. Show it to you from the rear.
Yep. Straightforward, skeletonized mechanical automatic, and just with a little extra styling, that's all. But again, this is a great homage to, the whole art and tradition of watchmaking that goes back a couple, couple of centuries, more than a couple of centuries, really. And you're just, like I say, paying homage to watchmaking the way they used to make watches when you had to, no batteries. So that's really what owning a Skelton is all about.
As I've heard recently, it's a shaky, windy watch.
A shaky, windy watch.
Have you heard that before?
No.
I find that one to be quite amusing.
No, I haven't heard that, but it's also got a push-button dual-deployment clasp as well.
It does. You've really upgraded the watch by doing that. It adds an extra level of class, elegance, and a lot more expense that the customer isn't paying for. Because you can go out there right now and spend $20, $25 on a dual-deployment push-button, and it's just, you're just like giving it away, man.
Yeah. I'll tell you, we do a lot of Skelton watches, but the Cesario, this is from our Bardolatry series.
Are your what?
Our Bardolatry series.
Please expound on that.
Well, have you ever heard of the Bard?
Sure.
Who's the Bard?
Like the Bard's Tale, that whole thing, sure.
Well, the Bard is,
I have no idea who
the
he is.
Bard is William Shakespeare.
Okay.
He was referred to as the Bard. So Bardolatry is like a love of Shakespeare, admiration of William Shakespeare.
Okay.
And Cesario is a character in his famous play, The Twelfth Night. And, this is a 12-sided bezel, by the way. But Cesario, it was a case of...
Oh, what a clever play on words.
But it was a case of mistaken identity. And Cesario really was a guy and dressed up as a girl, and they thought Cesario was a girl, you see. So, I mean, it's a really comical play.
Yeah, I think Shakespeare may have had some issues. You think?
Possibly, but
because there's some stories that he's written
people do suspect that and say that. But the thing of it is, though, it's a very funny play, the Cesario, and we have, and actually the Delphi is also from our Bardolatry series, and we're going to start doing more with the logos and the website and all that for the series and stuff, because a lot of people at ShopNBC, customers don't realize, some of the series where our watches come from. And we have a new one coming out in another month or so, another skeleton from the Bardolatry series called the Tempest. But this one I really like. It's got a 12-sided bezel. It's a great conversation piece. It's actually, a very striking look. This is my favorite, the one that Jim is wearing now on his wrist with our new brown PVD. It's got a bronze tone to it. It's got the brown dial, the brown strap as well. And the brown is a very rich brown. Take a look at that strap, Jim. I mean, how would you describe that strap?
A cognac strap.
Is there enough red in there for cognac?
Oh, yeah, there's definitely some red in there. Okay. It's hard to see on the TV screen, but yeah.
But, I mean, it's a really beautiful, rich brown strap, and I'll go with Jim's description on it of cognac. Again, this is my favorite execution. This bronze tone is just fantastic. And it's you got the bronze tone bezel on this stainless steel case, solid 316L steel. I mean, this is really, you can wear this piece for dress. This is a dressy piece as well, but it's also, you can wear it kind of casually too, because, it is a skeleton watch, and you get a lot of conversation off of this piece.
And you know what? You're getting an anniversary price of $146. You're getting 4 value pays of only $36.70. Be 90476. Get your order in now. If this is the kind of look that interests you, because I gotta tell you, one of the things that people will negatively comment on skeleton watches, they may go, well, I like the look, but they're impractical because it's harder to tell the time and there's no dial. Here's a watch where you get the benefits of the luxury and beauty of a skeletonized movement, where you don't have anything obstructing it, yet you have a chapter ring, a dial, if you will, with even oversized numerals that makes it practical because the hands reach out, they point directly to the numeral. So you've got the practical side, you have the the elegant side. You've got all 12 sides. It's a 12-sided bezel.
That's right. You really do. You know, maybe we should take them on a little tour, Jim.
Let's take them on a tour.
You want to take them on a tour?
You talk, I'll post.
Okay. Well, here, what I like to talk about first, I always like to start with the mainspring. And there it is, just by the 1 o'clock position over there. And that's the coil, guys, in case you're not familiar, and I know a lot of you are, but so I'll be repeating myself to a lot of you guys. But the bottom line is there's no battery in this watch. So what is powering this? It's just pieces of metal keeping near perfect time. What Jim is pointing to right now is the mainspring, and it's kept inside what's called the barrel. And in most watches, the barrel will have a cover. You wouldn't see it because it's behind a dial. Because it's being seen through the skeletonized cutout in the dial, they've taken away the bottom of the barrel so you can see the mainspring. And if you look at this one's pretty well wound up pretty tight, but there's just a little bit of space between the bands. And Jim is actually winding it now, so he's actually tightening it up. But that coil that's wound up, if it were to be let free, it would just spring wide open. But it's not going to be let free, but that's what powers the whole drivetrain in the watch. And now where Jim is pointing down here, we're going to come down. And
this is what prevents it from unwinding wildly.
Exactly. Is what's called they call it the escapement, and they have a regulating device which is called the pallet fork over there. But there's your balance wheel, which is oscillating at 21,600 vibrations per hour.
One of your 20 ruby jewels.
There's one of the ruby jewels, and over here is what is the pallet fork, which is releasing the power at intervals into the drivetrain to power the watch. And it's like a little bobbing head there that you see bobbing up and down. And that is releasing the power into the drivetrain. And this is what watchmaking is. And when you stop and think about it, you know, it took just incredible genius for somebody to actually dream all of this stuff up in order to make a watch out of little tiny pieces of metal, and it keeps near perfect time.
Indeed.
It's unbelievable.
I know we have to move on. We only have one more item that we get a chance to share with you here tonight before Katina Forte comes out here. And that will be the Seahawk.
All right, let's get into it.
It's big, it's bad, and it's all yours on 6 interest-free value pays. Well, I am utterly amazed.
Yeah, I mean, for $20, everybody who's watching the show right now should be able to, are we out of the...
Yeah, the tan is gone.
Oh, it is?
That we called orange for some reason.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so the kind of vegetable leather is what I call it too. You know, that one's gone. Kind of a South American style leather. The tan one is now history.
Now, one of the cool things about this watch, V90302 at $121, is when you see this design, this kind of Russian diver look, typically they're monsters. They're 50, 60 millimeter watches. The case itself is only about a 44, 45 millimeter.
Man, you're good, Jim, because I know what it is. It's 44, but you just look at it. It is 44.
But when you add in the crown, it's still not overly big. I mean, that brings you to about 50, 51 millimeters. This is a good size to be impressive, but not be overbearing.
Right.
And look at this.
Oh! Yeah, it's a mechanical automatic day date, and you know we're going to show you, since we have some good time here, we're going to show you how that operates to set the watch. But again, the thing to remember here, guys, is that there's no battery in this watch. It's a mechanical automatic day and date for $121. This is really unbelievable. Everybody out there should grab this, and the movement is put into kind of a sport design. So you know this is kind of a casual watch, a sport watch. And this is my favorite execution that's on the camera right now. It's black and white. And, you know, you don't see a lot of white straps for men out there, but I happen to like it.
I do, too. It's getting to be very popular here in the U.S.
I happen to really like it. Now, the one that Jim is showing you obviously is going to be your most functional because black strap, black dial, this will go with absolutely everything that you can think of. Yep. And it's got the canteen-style crown protector, you know, on the crown. And, you know, it wouldn't be a bad idea to actually show that with, you know, the crown itself will control with quick set day and quick set date. You don't have to keep spinning around. But you see the Thursday, you see the day and date on top of each other. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna show it to you if I can then with the white, if you don't mind. Here's with the white one. And let's get this out here. But check this out, guys, okay? Because, again, you know, here we go. I'm going to see if I can do this here. Here we go. Anyway, I'm going to show this to you, if we can do this, because I want you to see what a quick set day and date is, because if you're not familiar with watches, and it's hard to believe at $121 you're getting a mechanical automatic with quick set day and date. But if you come in there, you see the Thursday, and it's on the 5th. So actually, my man over here who's setting up these watches, he set it up perfectly. There's the time, 5 minutes to 3, and woohoo! And it's Thursday the 5th. But here we go. So I've pulled the crown out to the second position. I turn it one way, and it's quick set date. You see the date is changing, 8, 9. But then we turn it the other way.
Oh, my goodness, and it changes the day of the week as if by magic.
That's right. So, and you see the Sundays in red. So you have a quick set mechanical automatic day and date. And the black and white, we have the all black.
The all black, I got to tell you, is my vote, as cool as the white is.
For $20 to bring home a mechanical automatic day and date.
6 value pays.
Everybody needs to jump on this. It's a great sport watch, and it's just one of the best values in the whole show. I mean, it actually might be the best. $20, you bring home a mechanical automatic day date.
I want to make sure you see the movement here on the back.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Jim.
Absolutely. I got to tell you, for a watch like this, you should be spending tremendously more money, and you're not. You're spending $121 anniversary price. Look at the perlage work in there, too. You guys don't usually do perlage.
You got perlage on the back plates, and you got Côte de Genève, you got the damier finish. You see the tooling that, you know, you have to do the screwed-in case back, screw-down crown, 100-meter water resistant. Guys, this is not normal. If there's 2 words I can use, not normal, okay?
Indeed. All right, well, I'm going to give you a quick recap, and then we're going to toss things on over out of here. V90862, the Milano Piazza, 3 value pays $43.38. We also brought out to you the Raven XP, one of which, if you order the green, that entire dial is luminous for $100 and 12 pennies, $25.03 value pay. And that was V90096. We also brought out the Traveler, one of the most unique executions I've ever seen on a world timer movement. It's such a cool thing. V90684 for a $24 value pay.
Wow.
That's incredible for what you're getting. 42-millimeter case there.
Don't miss that one.
Another 42-millimeter, the Solar Eclipse Automatic with the animated AM/PM indicator for a $57 value pay, total of $171. V90215. And the Cesario, which was that really unique skeleton, but yet still had a dial with a 12-sided bezel, 146.83, V90476. And that is going to do it for us. Please do join Larry again tomorrow morning and throughout the day as he brings out more interesting special items. Thank you, my friend.
Hey, and thank you, Jim, and thank you, everybody.
And I'm going to go. I'll see you late night Saturday night for the biggest Invicta Hour Top Value in history. And I'm not exaggerating. Right now, Katina's standing by actually, that's quite an interesting little television set there.
Thank you. I'm intrigued by that Invicta Hour Top Value. Anyway, this is a fantastic television. It's Westinghouse. It is a built-in DVD player. It is a 32-inch high-definition television, and it is under $560. Coming up next hour, I'll be right back.